Hello, everybody, and welcome into Mulcahy Field for the Alaska Baseball League All Star Game. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock, and it's an absolutely beautiful day here in Anchorage for this great matchup between the American League and the National League. And 11 minors are being represented in the National League in the ABL, and earlier today we had the Home Run Derby. Matthew Decker, Cam Newell, and Cameron Frost representatives from the minors. And the winner of that was Jackson Kramer from the Chinooks. Just about to get things started here and quickly run you through the lineup for the National League. Paul Panachone of the Matsu is leading off, followed by Cam Newell, also of the minors, followed by Kevin Veers of the Pilots batting third. Batting fourth, Clayton Taylor of the Chinooks, of the Pilots, followed by Cameron Frost batting fifth of the minors. Jackson Kramer, the Home Run Derby winner, is batting sixth from the Chinooks. Stephen Pollock's also of the Chinooks batting seventh. Nico Signs of the Pilots batting eighth. And Josh Meyer of the minors batting ninth. And first up is Paul Panachone at shortstop. Panachone out of Grand Canyon University is that leadoff batter for the minors. And, of course, the National League is coached by head coach Ben Taylor of the minors. Earned that honor when the minors were in the first spot coming into this game. Here's the first pitch by Chad Reeser of the Oilers. First pitch is called strike to Panachone.
Paul Panachone out of Grand Canyon hitting .298.
Reeser sets. Here's the 0-1 is lifted, fouled on the first base side. First baseman Pinkston giving chase. Instead, it's out of play for strike two.
That's what you said. Just a beautiful day for an all-star game here. The National League wearing navy blue tops with yellow numbers, and the American League with gold jerseys and black numbers.
No balls, two strikes to Panachone. Here's the 0-2, little low and away, ball one. Panachone, 11 doubles and 1 triple on the season, 13 RBIs. 1-2, little outside, ball two.
Reeser, the left-hander for Oilers. And it's a little different, of course. We're not in a booth like we are for most games. We're, as you can see, we are in the grandstands behind home plate and just near the right-hander's batter's box.
Swing and a miss, strike three for Panachone, and it's the first strikeout of the game for Chad Reeser of the Oilers. And that brings up right fielder Cam Newell. Newell out of UC Santa Barbara. Checks in with .358, 8 doubles, 7 home runs, 36 RBIs. Steps into the lefty's batter's box. Here's the first pitch by Reeser. Hits it back. And Cam goes to first base to take his base.
Yeah, Chad Reeser out of UC San Diego, 1-1 with a 1.90 ERA. He hasn't started a game this summer, 15 appearances, and he's really pitched solid for the Oilers, but it is an all-star game, so all the pitchers are going to get about just an inning.
Kevin Veers now at the plate with Newell on first. First pitch by Reeser's in there called strike. Veers from the Glacier Pilots in Anchorage. Sophomore out of Fresno State. 0-1, swung on and fouled back. Strike two.
And I think head coach Ben Taylor for the National League has to be happy that Kevin Veers is on his team right now, because Veers has played very well this summer against the minors. He's got 2 home runs.
No balls, 2 strikes to Veers. Pitch is a little outside for ball one. This has a .270 average. It has 9 doubles, triples, 6 home runs, and 25 RBIs. 1-2 pitch by Reeser, a little high, ball two. Also has 29 strikeouts.
In 111 at-bats.
Reeser sets for the 2-2. Newell goes at first. Throw to first and throw to second. Newell is out.
You know, we saw that a couple times yesterday with lefties on the mound, and they try to pick off that runner first, but he's already off, and then It ends up being a 1-3-6 in this situation, 1-3-6 put out.
2 balls, strikes to Veers. Here's the pitch, check swing. Says he went around it, and that is strike 3 to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the National League, for the American League. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as we head to the bottom of the first. The American League is up next. You are listening to Miners Radio Network. Back here at Mulcahy, I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock, and the National League went 3 up, 3 down to start off this Alaska Baseball League All Star Game. Now, bottom of the first inning, and Tyler Stubblefield of the Matsu Miners on the mound. Start things off. He is throwing to Josh Meyer, also of the Miners.
Stubblefield with an excellent start. I can't even say start to the summer because we're just about, a week left of the year. He's 4-0 with a 1.26 ERA, and he's walked just 9 in 35 and 2/3 innings.
And Scott Hurst, the leadoff batter for the American League, fouls the first pitch down the third base side for strike 1. Hurst of the Panners. Stubblefield looks in. 0-1 is lined to the third baseman. Veers makes the catch, and that's quickly 1 away.
Now, Stubblefield is just a pitcher for them. He's definitely that number 1 go-to guy for Ben Taylor, and he had a great game last time out on the 14th against the Pilots. Got the win. A complete game, gave up just 1 earned run, walked 1, and struck out 9. Gave up 4 hits.
First pitch to Cody Nolf of the Panners is swung on and twisted, fouled on the first base side. First baseman Jackson Kramer trying to chase it down, but instead it falls into foul territory. Strike 1.
Cody Nolf out of Orange Coast College. Shortstop for the Panners. Hitting .358.
0-1 pitch by the lefty. Inside, ball 1.
He had a 19-game hit streak going into July 16th against the Miners and then went 0 for 4.
1-1 pitch by Stubblefield is lifted deep into left field. Going back for it is Stephen Pollux of the Chinooks. At the wall, makes the catch. 2 away. Pollux in left field. Cameron Frost of the Miners in center field. Cam Newell of the Miners in right field. Jackson Kramer at space. Second, Joan at short. Then Veers at third. And Josh Meyer behind the plate doing the catching for Tyler Stubblefield. Swing and a miss by Andy Crowley of the Bucks. Playing in left field.
Crowley out of Cal Baptist, hitting .352.
0-1, called strike 2.
Crowley had an RBI against the Bucks fell 2-1.
No balls, 2 strikes to the left fielder. Here's the pitch, a little low, ball 1.
Crowley has 14 doubles this summer. So he definitely has that gap to.
Lefty versus lefty. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and line fouled on the third base side. Stays alive with the 2-2 count.
That's a good. Wonder whose bats these all are. I mean, I wonder if the players sort of choose some of their bats or
bring them from their own teams.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean, are all the bats that the National League is using, do those belong to the minors since Ben Taylor's the head coach?
I think they bring their own bats.
But there's a lot to consider. Do they belong to the Pilots since they're technically the host team?
Crowley now with the new bat. Holds it just about ear level with his hands. 1-2 by Stubblefield. And there's strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the National League. And the first strikeout for Tyler Stubblefield. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Scoreless through 1. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Clayton Taylor starting things off for the National League here in the top of the second. First pitch by Reeser, a little low, ball 1.
Go Omaha.
1-0 and inside, ball 2.
Taylor leads the ABL in home runs with 9.
Participant in the home run derby earlier today. 2-0. Called strike, catches that outside part of the plate.
Taylor had a really good trip up in Fairbanks. That was July 12th and 13th. Had 3 home runs.
2-1 is a little low and inside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, and nobody away here in the top of the second. Swung on and fouled back. Now with a full count. Taylor bats left, throws right. Sophomore from Nebraska. 3-2 pitch is swung on, ground ball down the first base side. First baseman Pinkston fields it, waves off the pitcher Reeser, taps the bag, and that's 1 out.
Not a lot of offense so far early on in the All-Star game, but that just goes to show how strong the pitching is, and certainly Tyler Stubblefield, when he pitched in the bottom of the first, just lights out for the Miners most of the time he's out there. And here comes another Miner to the plate.
It is Cameron Frost. First pitch swing, lifted deep into center field, going back for it is Hurst. At the wall, makes the catch.
That was very deep. Very, very deep. Wind blowing to the right. And Frost took part in the home run derby but didn't hit any home runs. Hit the ball pretty well, though, and he had said to me yesterday, he says, you know what, it's fun. You know, it's a fun event, but just going to try to go out there and just see what happens, not really trying to win or just trying to do my best.
First pitch swing by Jackson Kramer. First base sits it back up, taps the bag. That's 3 up, 3 down again here in the top of the second. No runs, hits, no errors, and nobody left on as we head to the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. You are listening to the Math.
Representing the Fairbanks Bullshares, designated hitter number 23, Vaughn Bozoian.
Vaughn Bozoian starting things off in the bottom of the second inning. Bozoian from the Panners. And new pitcher on the mound, Chinook, along with a new little visitor we have here. Chinook's broadcaster, Jordan Herod.
Hello.
First pitch swing by Bozoian to the shortstop, Panachone, scoops it up, throw to first. First out.
Well, if we're going to talk about Thomas Altamont, we better make it quick. One pitch, one out. Can't get much better than that.
Yeah, he's really pitched well. 0-1 with a 3.78 ERA. The Miners, they certainly struggle against him. That was on July 9th. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs. And what's the best part of his game? I know he throws that cutter.
The cutter. It's his best pitch, and he'll tell you that. He's a guy that likes to stay low in the zone, and he has a game plan for every team, and it changes from team to team. It certainly changes when we get into slugfest with the Miners, but Altamont is a guy that, early in the game he wants to, just pound the zone, and then later on try to get you to chase some things. In this game here, where he's only going to see one inning, he may just turn to the cutter on every single pitch. It's his out pitch, but he's also got a pretty lethal two-seamer as well, and that, I think, is what makes his cutter so effective.
And that is a 3-pitch strikeout for Dylan Butler of the Bucks. Brings up Alex Rubanowitz of the Oilers.
From the Kentucky High Oilers, number 17, second baseman Alex Rubanowitz.
Rubanowitz from UC Riverside. Hometown is West Hills, California. Bats left, throws right.
Not Texas?
Not Texas.
Sounds like a little bias over there from Austin Pollock.
First pitch called strike by Altamont.
I got to tell you, Austin, I'm going with her on this one.
Yep.
I'm from West Texas, so
I know that. I know that.
when I'm not wearing a Chinooks hat, the hat you'll see me wearing is camouflage, but the underneath of the brim has a Texas flag on it. So we take a lot of pride in that.
That's what I've been trying to tell him.
You're not wearing it now, though.
No, it's a Chinooks game today. It's
every other day.
More of a other 5 teams in the league game than it is a Chinooks. But 6 All-Stars, and we're glad to have them. And Altamont again is a guy that has been he was a late arrival for us, but since he got here, he's been really, really big for us. And we're on a 5-game win streak right now, and he's a very big reason why what he does on the mound. But he's also a mentor to some of the younger guys on the team. He's a guy that's been around the game a long time.
Ground ball to Panachone, throw to first, and that is the 3rd out. Thomas Altamont just had a little great showing there.
Well, that's what he's given us all season long, and no surprise to seeing him do it here. But, a fist bump from a catcher that he's not used to pitching with, and, that's kind of the makeup of Thomas Altamont. Low in the zone, aggressive, and finds a way to get a lot of outs, not a lot of strikeouts, but an effective pitcher nonetheless.
Well, thanks so much for stepping in as we head to the top of the third. Still scoreless through 2. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the third here in Anchorage. New pitcher on for the American League. It is the lefty out of Bryant, Trevor Lacoste, 3-0 with a 2.01 ERA. He has struck out 41 batters in 35 and 2/3 innings. He will face Stephen Pollux of the Chinooks, Nico Signs of the Pilots, and Josh Meyer of the Matsu Miners. And this game going a lot quicker than we really anticipated, despite all the pitching changes. Just 1, 2, 3 innings. No hits for either side as Stephen Pollux from the Chinooks stands in. He's in left field for the All-Star Game. First pitch from Lacoste is a fastball outside for ball 1. We are very glad to have Kevin Christopher here on the broadcast. Kevin, how are you?
Great. It's great to be back.
Comes the 1-0 from Lacoste. Off speed in there, called strike, 1-1. Now the Miners looking really, really strong this summer, really through the first, 6 weeks into the summer, so it's crunch times just about.
No, the crucial stretch up here, the next 7 games we have, 2 of them against the Panthers with home field on the line. So it's going to be a crucial 7 games.
2-1 on Pollux. Here's a 2-1 from Lacoste. Fastball low, 3-1 on Stephen Pollux out of Westmont College.
But I'm not too worried. I mean, we got Stubblefield and Hendricks and Serrano. I mean, we got a solid rotation. We'll be good up down the stretch.
3-1 is off speed and a little bit low, and that is ball 4, first base runner for the National League.
Now batting for the National League from the
Second base runner. Cam Newell was hit by a pitch. Here is Nico Signs of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Nico, the designated hitter. We've usually seen him in right field.
Junior out of St. Mary's College in California.
First pitch fastball inside, but called the strike. 0-1 on Nico Signs.
Signs hitting .277, 4 doubles, 5 home runs, and 12 RBIs.
0-1. Swinging a chopper foul just near home plate. 0-2 quickly on Nico Signs. So, Kevin, you have gotten to see all the different players come in and out over the years. Would you say that this is one of the most interesting, funny, different groups of players to come in?
Definitely. It's up there. It ties with our 2010 team.
0-2. Inside fastball, 1-2. And you have Johnny Loker and Matthew Decker staying at your house this summer. What's it like with them?
They are entertaining, to say the least. Johnny Loker always keeps us on our toes, and Decker just kind of is silent and then...
1-2. Chopper, left side, charging is the third baseman, Miles Jones, off bounds. Throw to first is in time.
That was a nice play.
Stephen Pollux up to second. We will actually hear from Matthew Decker in the 8th inning along with your brother Keith. We tried to... Oh, Matthew Decker is now coming. Now going to sit behind me. And here is Josh Meyer, the catcher for the Miners. out of Grand Canyon University. One away with Stephen Pollock's on second base. Trevor Lacoste sets, and here's his first pitch. Swing popped up on the infield. That is the second baseman, Alex Rubanowitz, who reels it in for out number 2. Made the catch just to the right of the second base bag. And back to the top of the order for Paul Panichone, the shortstop from the Matsu Miners out of Grand Canyon. So back-to-back GCU guys playing for the National League here.
Panichone 0 for 1, struck out swinging to Chad Reeser in the first inning.
Well, we were hoping to have Pete Christopher on, but I had asked if he wanted to come on, and he said no.
he likes to be behind the scenes, chilling out.
Off-speed pitch to Panichone in there, call strike 0-1, 2 outs, and Stephen Pollock's on second base. Trevor Lacoste, the lefty from the Anchorage Bucks. Here's the 0-1. Off-speed in there, called strike 0-2 with 2 outs.
Seeing some really good pitching here in the All Star Game. Really good crop of pitchers in the Alaska League this year.
We hear that before I came here, I was actually told it was more of a hitter's league, but I think we're seeing a little bit of both. 0-2. Outside and high, 1-2 on Panichone.
Well, I definitely would agree for this year is definitely a good mix of hitting and pitching. There's some years where the hitting just takes over. And there's a couple years where it's just lights out pitching.
Yeah, Tyler Stubblefield's certainly that number 1 guy for the Miners this summer.
Oh, he's excellent. I mean, he's in the zone. He's on the mound.
1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the first strikeout for Trevor Lacoste and Panichone 0 for 2. We are through 2.5. It is no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 man left on. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. And we'll be right back at the Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game in Anchorage. Back here at the 2014 Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game, brought to you by Alaska Communications and State Farm. No score between the American League and the National League, and the new pitcher for the NL is the lefty from the Anchorage Pilots and LSU, Ari Fouché, 2-2 with a 2.14 ERA. Faced the Miners on July 15th. Got the loss, gave up 4 runs. None of them were earned. Got the loss in 4 innings, and he faces Tanner Pinkston, the first baseman from the Panthers, and the first pitch is in there, called strike. Pinkston also out of Cal State Fullerton. He hit a 3-run walk-off home run on Thursday up in Fairbanks against the Miners. Fouché sets, kicks, and here's the 0-1. Off speed low and away, 1-1. Back here with Kevin Christopher, and somewhat joined by Matthew Decker. He's not mic'd up right now. He will be later. 1-1. Off speed, outer half, but it's ball 2. 2-1 on the lefty, Tanner Pinkston. 2-1. Chopper foul over by the National League first base dugout.
So before you guys said this was going a lot faster than you'd expect, did you guys expect this to be a little bit slower game today with all the in-between stuff?
Yeah, a
The
little
pitching
bit.
changes.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Pinkston tried to hold up, but that's the first strikeout for Ari Fouché. There's one down in the third. Yeah, I think it was all the pitching changes that got to me a little bit, and there are just a lot of hitters, a lot of strong hitters on both these teams, and part of me just thought there was going to be like a hit attack, but really no hits now through 2.5. First pitch, good off speed in there, called strike from Fouché to Mike Whelan, the catcher from the Alaska Gold Painters of Fairbanks.
Well, now you know since you said it, it's going to happen.
Of course. 0-1, off speed low, 1-1.
We've had that problem with Austin.
It's been, I mean,
He's been jinxed in a lot of stuff.
Come on, Austin.
I would say that someone hasn't given up a walk in, 2 innings? Next thing you know, ball 4. 1-1 is in there and gets away from the catcher Meyer to the backstop, 2-1.
He's not allowed to kind of point out interesting stats any longer that happen throughout the game.
Yeah,
So really-
I've sort of lost those privileges.
It's really starting to affect the stats.
2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2, chased a pitch in the dirt.
Well, my dad did the same thing yesterday because we were watching Garrett Richards, a former minor pitch, yesterday against Felix Hernandez, and he had a perfect game through 5. And my dad's like, oh, you're just going to stay here and wait to mow the lawn until he gives up a hit. Not the next pitch, a double into the gap.
2-2, low and away, 3-2 on Mike Whelan. Miles Jones, the infielder from the Peninsula Oilers, he's on deck. He's from Cal State Bakersfield, 3-2. Chopper, right side, charging is the second baseman Clayton Taylor, throws to first, and in time, 2 away. That'll bring up Miles Jones, the third baseman from the Oilers. I don't really believe in that stuff. I don't believe in jinxes or...
You don't believe, after everything I've pointed out, that you've jinxed this season?
No, I still don't. I just call that a coincidence.
Baseball players are superstitious by nature.
Oh, I know. No, I know that. I know that.
I mean, dress the same way, listen to the same song,
Yeah.
same routine.
I use the same pen to keep score on a win streak.
First pitch, fastball in the inner half for a called strike to Miles Jones. Now, Kevin, you, like me, are a diehard Red Sox fan.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got that in common. Comes the 0-1 from Fouché. Off speed, lined into center for a base hit.
And there it is, folks.
Yeah, but I had said that during the Wheeland at-bat, and he
And the
grounded
ball
out.
got behind Cam Frost.
All right, yeah, you heard it from Kevin. Miles Jones now at third base. We saw that just a couple days ago with those high hops in the outfield when it falls and
Yep.
it gets over the head.
And the great Vin Scully does not believe in the no-hitter jinx.
Vin Scully is just a whole nother level of...
That is true.
Here is Scott Hurst, center fielder from the Panthers. First pitch from Fouché. Outside fastball, ball 1.
This is definitely this outfield, the hops play big in the outfield. And plus the turf makes it ball go really fast.
1-0, pitches low, 2-0.
Have you played here?
Yes, I have played here for Legion last summer.
2-0. Low again, 3-0. And Kevin, we were talking about the Red Sox, and when they were in the 2004 ALCS, I would watch with the same friend every game, 3-0. And that is foul. First base side over by the first base coaching box, 3-1 with 2 outs and a runner at third. We would sit in the same spot and just have the same routine. And that was those nights when Ortiz would hit a walk-off home run, then that single or that double, whatever it was. That pitch is high, and that is ball 4 to Scott Hurst. Now runners at the corners with 2 away for Cody Knoll.
Well, David Ortiz is David Ortiz.
Big Poppy.
Any guy you want batting in the 9th inning, it's David Ortiz. Or Cameron Newell, as it is for the minors.
Yes. Our own Poppy.
Here's Cody Knoll, flew out to left his last time up. That was a deep fly ball. Pollock's made the catch in front of the wall, and that is lined just foul, third base side. 0-1 on Nulf out of Orange Coast College.
So if you sat in the same spot with the same friend for the ALCS for the Red Sox, does that mean you believe in it? Believe in jinxing and all that
I
stuff?
was like 11 years old. I'm 21 now. A lot can change. 0-1 on Cody Nolf. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. No score in the bottom of the third. Pitch. High fly ball to deep left center. Going back is Pollux and Cameron Frost. And that is Cameron Frost who makes the catch on the warning track for out number 3. And it is no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on. We are through 3. No score here at the All-Star Game in Anchorage. Ari Fouché strands runners at the corners with 2 outs. A long fly out for Cody Nolf to deep left center. Cameron Frost made the catch. And Cam Newell will stand in. Newell was hit by a pitch and then caught stealing second in the first inning. First pitch is popped foul. Left side behind the third base dugout.
No, but as you pointed out, the long fly balls, the ball carries at Mulcahy is probably the best hitter's park in the league, next to Fairbanks.
0-1. Outside, ball 1-1-1.
Fairbanks is just nice because it's very, very short.
Yeah, but the ball does carry there. I mean, even without the fence, the ball carries really well in Fairbanks.
1-1. Early release on the off speed, and it's 2-1 on Newell out of UC Santa Barbara and from the Matsu Miners. I say Cam Newell has certainly been an exciting player to watch this summer.
He always has something in store for us.
2-1 upstairs, 3-1 on Newell.
Newell, a late arrival also.
Yeah, he came in, I think,
with Blazer.
2 weeks. Yeah.
It was probably about, I would think maybe around like a week or week and a half. And the 3-1 is a little bit low, knee high, but a called strike 3-2.
But he's definitely been a pleasant surprise and just great guy. I mean, he's not I want to say Carlos Gomez-esque personality.
3-2 low, and that is ball 4. Second time Newell's been on.
Newell was hit by a pitch in the first inning, then caught stealing second.
And that brings up Kevin Veers, the third baseman from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and Fresno State. Struck out in the first inning against Chad Reeser.
But when I say like not Carlos Gomez-esque, he's very low-key, I mean, very polite.
First pitch is a sharp grounder foul, third base side over by the dugout.
But we have a lot of those guys on this team. But we have also those few guys that are loud and proud, like Josh Myers and
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Stubblefield.
Certainly Stubblefield. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Nobody out.
That was a good changeup right there.
New pitcher is the righty Tyler Gibson out of Oklahoma, 3-0. Gibson sets. Newell at first, nobody out. 0-2. Outside and low, 1-2.
If I were to pick the best pitch to learn when you're young, it would be a changeup.
And why is that?
Because the changeup helps sets up your fastball. And young arms shouldn't be throwing curveballs because of the harsh motion.
1-2, off speed inside, but a called strike. And that is strike 3. First strikeout for Tyler Gibson. One out here in the bottom of the 4th. Excuse me, top of the 4th. You know, that's just going to throw me off all afternoon.
Yeah.
Top of the 4th. But yesterday it was fine because they played the Bucks and they were here and the Bucks were technically the home team. But it screwed me up on Friday when they played the Panthers. One out here is Clayton Taylor. Fastball low and in, or ball 1.
Well, we used to have a difficult time saying, if we had an afternoon game, saying this evening because it's the same brightness.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's Alaska for it, I mean.
Yeah. Alaska problems.
Oh, yeah.
1-0. Chopper foul near the plate. 1-1.
But, I mean, back to the point of saying about the change. I mean, you look nowadays, there's so many kids that are getting Tommy John surgery.
Early.
I mean, in high school. That's unheard of. But I just think that learning a changeup is better because it sets up a kid's fastball better.
Yeah,
and it's easier to mess with a curveball when you get in high school.
I never learned a curveball. I never learned a changeup. I learned a fastball. That's about it.
It's just a
1-1. Upstairs fastball, 2-1.
I think it's just not as harsh on young kids' arms, and it's easy to teach a changeup. And if you get a good changeup, you can dominate. I mean, look at Tim Lincecum.
2-1. Chopper foul back to the screen. 2-2 with one out, and Cam Newell at first base. He walked against the righty Tyler Gibson out of Oklahoma. Emma likes Oklahoma.
That's funny. Funny.
Garrett Richards is a Oklahoma, also a Miners alum.
2-2. Hard grounder picked, and it can't be picked by the first baseman Pinkston, but he flips to the pitcher Gibson in time. He tried to pick it on the backhand, couldn't make it, lost it around him, so it was an easy way to pick it up and then just float it first.
And that's another example of how the hops are play on this turf.
Cam Newell up to second. Here's Cameron Frost. Frost flew out to center in the second.
Very deep ball.
Swung at the first pitch. First pitch here is a little bit low, ball 1. No score here in the top of the top of the 4th. No hits for the National League.
Cam Frost not only does he have power, but he has some speed around the bases.
1-0, chopped foul back to the screens by the on-deck circle for the American League.
Yeah, and yesterday he had 2 stolen bases, scored both runs for the Miners, and had 2 singles.
Yeah, scouts must have liked what they saw yesterday.
And also great catches out in the field.
Oh, it's projectable when you got speed, he's got pop. He's going to get a little bit bigger, so that pop's going to grow even more.
1-1, foul tipped at home plate, 1-2.
And he has a pretty good arm for a center fielder, so that's definitely scouts like seeing that.
No runs, no hits, 1 error for the National League. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the American League, and a 1-2 count on Cameron Frost of the Matsu Miners in Washington State. And 2 away. Gibson sets, looks at second. Kicks, fires the 1-2. Upstairs, and that's ball 2.
I actually got to see Cam Frost play before he came up here because I go to the college that's about 8 miles away from Wazoo. And that was literally the first thing I thought of when I got to see him play was he can run.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you told me, actually, before he even got here. And I didn't know much about him. 2-2. Hard grounder left side and into left center, a base hit. Here comes 1 run. It scores, and the National League strikes first. It's 1-0 here in the top of the 4th. RBI single for Cameron Frost.
And you can hear the Miners fans they have some presence here today.
Yeah, there have been quite a few people showing up with Miners gear on.
And a lot of scouts here.
And it is just an absolutely beautiful day. I was a little concerned earlier because it was very cloudy and kind of sprinkling in Palmer and on our way in. Now the clouds burned off and it's just beautiful.
It is gorgeous right now. I mean, everyone dressed for cold. And
Line into right center. That's down for a base hit. Jackson Kramer with his first hit, and that's back-to-back singles for the National League.
I do
Kramer-
believe Jackson just won the home run derby right
He
before
did.
this.
He did.
Hitting some balls very, very far.
Yeah, he put on a really good show for the fans, and even for the other players. Everyone really for the Chinooks, and sure, I know Ben Taylor certainly enjoyed watching that home run derby.
Definitely. And the scouts love seeing power like that.
Yeah. Here's Stephen Pollock's first pitch is off speed and low ball 1. Now runners at first and second. It's Kramer at first, Frost at second, 2 outs, and a run already in. National League leads it 1-0 in the top of the 4th. Gibson sets, 1-0. Fastball a little bit low, 2-0.
Pollux was walked in the 3rd inning by Lacrosse.
Yeah, Trevor Lacoste pitched pretty well. 2-0. Hard grounder right side over the first base bag, but Pinkston picks it, steps on the bag, wins the foot race, and that will retire the side. It's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We head to the bottom of the 4th here at the All-Star Game, brought to you by Alaska Communications and State Farm. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th. New pitcher on for the National League from the Matsu Miners. It is John Farindelli, the righty out of Chandler Gilbert, and will be attending Wichita State next year. He faces Andy Crowley, Von Bozoian, and Dylan Butler. 3, 4, and 5 for the American League. 0-1 pitch. Off speed and low and in, 1-1. John Farindelli with 4 wins, 1 loss. 1-1. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Josh Meyer. 1-2. So Farindelli with his familiar battery mate behind home plate in Meyer. He looks in, kicks, 1-2. Lined into center, a base hit. Leadoff single for Andy Crowley, his first hit of the afternoon. That brings up Von Bozoian, the designated hitter from the Alaska Gold Panthers, and Concordia Irvine grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd inning.
And Crowley, the number 10 that just got on base, aired a ball during warm-ups that went up and over the grandstand right here.
Wow.
First pitch to Bozoian is a little inside for ball 1, and we saw that somewhere recently. I'm trying to remember. That was at Herman Brothers, the ball that went in the dirt. and jumped and went behind the fence. That was probably about a week ago. 1-0. Line left side, and that is foul. We're by the third base coaching box. And it's 1-1 on Bazoian.
We had a guy one year, Aaron Judge for the Pilots during the showcase. He threw the ball from right field up and over and into the parking lot.
Whoa.
So at the scout showcase, if you're going to air the ball out, you have to air it.
Go big or go home, I guess.
Exactly.
Runner at first is off. Here's the pitch. Throw from Meyer. The catch by the second baseman Taylor. The tag is not in time.
Turf also, not only the hops, but sliding on turf is a whole different part of the game when you're playing on turf because you have to start earlier or else you're going to overslide the bag.
It's a little painful, too, isn't it?
No.
At times.
I played on a gravel field in high school.
Oh.
That is as painful as it gets.
1-2. Off speed blocked by a Meyer. 2-2.
So on turf, you could just slide farther and faster, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess if you have pants on, it's that bare skin. If you slide on it, you get a raspberry.
Is that on the turf, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Turf burn does happen, but sliding is not that bad.
2-2. Lifted to deep left. Going back is Frost. He's under and makes the catch, tagging at second, and going to third is Crowley. The throw in is cut off by Panachone, the shortstop. So Bazoian out, number 1, and Crowley to third, and that brings up Dylan Butler. Struck out in the second inning. Butler representing the Anchorage Bucks.
Also was part of the home run derby.
Yes, he was.
Made it to the second round.
Yeah, he put on a good show.
Von Bazoian even kind of gave him a towel in the middle of the second round. And
First pitch, good breaking ball. In there, called strike.
Bazoian came over and kind of wiped Butler's forehead and then sat back down, and Butler hit a home run.
And you know he's going to take credit for that.
Oh, yeah.
0-1, foul back over by the press box. 0-2.
You know, the sun is really bright on us right now. You bet you can see it on the camera. And I wonder how the people in the boxes are doing. Not a lot of ventilation in there. I bet it's toasty.
0-2. Upstairs, 1-2.
Well, the Alaska sun, it's not hot on a temperature scale. It's just the UV index in Alaska is through the roof. And 70 feels like 90. And in Fairbanks, it gets up to 100 degrees.
That's what I've heard.
1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2.
Fairbanks doesn't get like the hottest and the coldest, pretty much.
Negative 50.
Whoa. That's dangerous, right? You don't go outside with that?
I don't get within 50 miles of that.
2-2. Off speed, low and away. 3-2, a full count on Butler. Butler out of Louisiana Lafayette. He's from Belle-Chasse, Louisiana.
The Raging Cajuns, if I'm correct, is the mascot for Lafayette.
I believe you are correct.
3-2, breaking ball low, and that is ball 4. Now runners at the corners with 1 out, and Alex Rubanowitz coming to the plate.
For me, I'm old-fashioned when it comes to first and third. I would love the guy in first to just take off right now and just stand in the middle of the base path. Because it's very flustering.
Rubanowitz out of UC Riverside. Here's the first pitch. Line under the glove of Taylor, but he snags it. Throw to first is in time. They get Rubanowitz, but a run in as Crowley scores, and we are all knotted up at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 4th.
That was a beautiful play. Diving full extension to get the ball.
Next up for the American League from Fairbanks.
That'll bring up Tanner Pinkston, the first baseman out of Cal State Fullerton, and the Alaska Gold Panners. Runner at second in Dylan Butler. Two outs. Farindelli sets. And here's his first pitch. High fly ball to left, but tailing foul. Another little bit of an obstructed view here. There's a giant white pole in front of me, and can't really see in foul territory or really down the left field line once you get past the third base bag. It's tough to see. Maybe Kevin has a better view.
I do not.
Okay.
The white post is just...
Chopped foul over by the on-deck circle for the American League. Wheeland on 0-2 count on Pinkston. He struck out in the third inning.
Actually trying to think of when this turf was installed. I do believe it was 3 years ago.
Farinelli sets. Here comes the 0-2. And Meyer gets away from him, and the runner back in. Butler heads to third. So now runner at third. The header 1-2 count on Pinkston with 2 away. And a 1-1 game in the bottom of the fourth. Farinelli kicks and fires the 1-2. Slapped foul again. Left side, still 1-2.
Now, do you like playing on a turf field more or the dirt? I'm always curious about that because everybody seems to have a
It depends on the field
different.
that I'm playing on. Mostly I'd go with a natural field because the hops.
1-2. Slicing foul. That is foul. Again, a little bit of an obstructed view. Go on.
I have to go with a natural field.
So do you like playing at Herman Brothers? Did you ever play there?
Yes, I did play there in high school. I did not play there my senior year.
Farinelli with the glove over his face and a 1-2 count. And here it is. Breaking ball, and Pinkston fouls it off himself, stays alive.
Pinkston just got the tip of his bat to hit that ball.
However, I take natural field and turf field over a gravel field every day.
1-2 pitch coming from Farinelli. That's low, 2-2. 5:37 here in Alaska. Looks like it could be 11 a.m.
Alaska, the land of the midnight sun.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. First strikeout for John Farinelli. But the American League does get a run. It's 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We are through 4 here at the All Star Game, brought to you by State Farm and Alaska Communications. 1-1 through 4. We head to the 5th.
Nico Signs of the Glacier Pirates starting things off here in the top of the 5th. I'm Emma Tiedemann and Austin Pollock to my left. First pitch by the new pitcher, Alex Gossack. Strike one. 1 inside for ball 2. Signs 0 for 1. Had a ground out in the 3rd inning. Gossett sets. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Signs the right-handed batter facing left-handed pitcher. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout for Alex Gossett.
Alex Godzak out of the wonderful Syracuse, New York. And Canisius. I think it's Canisius. I always have trouble with that one.
That brings up Josh Meyer, the minor. Out of Grand Canyon University, 0 for 1 with a flyout. First pitch swing, fouled back for strike 1. Meyer catching for the National League. Calling some catcher for the Miners. 0-1 is fouled down the first base side for strike 2.
Meyer is one of the guys with probably one of the best sense of humor on the team. Always giving a laugh.
And you get him and Stubblefield together, and they're just, wow. 0-2. Called strike 3. 2 strikeouts in a row for Alex Godzak.
Godzak came in really a strikeout guy. He has 38 in 31 innings. He's 4-0 with a 2.32 ERA.
That brings up Paul Panachone back to the top of the order. First pitch swing fouled on the third base side for strike 1. Panachone 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, both swinging. Panachone, actually a teammate of Josh Meyer at Grand Canyon. 0-1 is high and away, ball 1.
Along with Brandon Smith, who we will see, we'll hear from him later on. Hear from him in the 6th.
1-1, swing and in the turf, strike 2.
Love you, Paul.
1-2 by Godzak is lifted deep into left field. Coming in now is Crowley. Makes the catch, and it's 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 5th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The National and American Leagues tied up at 1. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. New pitcher on the mound for the National League. That is Kyle McDormand out of the Shuyak Eagle River Chinooks. Josh Meyer still doing the catching for the National League, and we'll see Mike Whelan of the Panners to lead things off, followed by Miles Jones of the Oilers, then Scott Hurst of the Panners. And McDormand, a Chinook. We have the other broadcaster from Chuck. Kyle McDormand, talk a little bit about Kyle McDormand, Garrett.
Well, Kyle has been by far setting himself apart as the best starter for the Chinooks in their rotation. And he's a very tall, lengthy right-hander, mixes his stuff up well. He's not overpowering, doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but he gets a lot of ground balls and is very efficient at a Charleston Southern University. And not necessarily a top school, but he is throwing very well. You probably can hear the pop of the glove, and he's just economical. He gets the job done.
Mike Whelan of the Panthers, and y'all had a road trip up to Fairbanks, but all your games got rained out, so you haven't faced the Panthers.
Yeah, so we got him over the 4th of July, and Kyle threw one of the games in a doubleheader and threw very well. And other than that, not a whole lot of experience against the Panthers. We went up and basically drank coffee. That was about it.
1-2 is high and outside for ball 2.
Yeah, Kyle McDormand's really pitched well, and he's actually pitched pretty well against the Miners, actually. He gave up just 2 runs on June 27th, but still got the loss.
2-2 is lifted into right center field. Charging is Frost. That gets down at the wall, and Whelan rounds first, heads into second. The throw in from the center fielder, and Whelan holds up at second with the leadoff double.
Yeah, that ball got hit pretty well, but despite that, this is really where McDormand kind of excels. He'll give up those base hits every now and then, but with runners on base is really where he settles down, working out of the stretch very well. I'm sure the scouts here are going to be very interested to see how he reacts to a hard hit ball like that.
Yeah, and he doesn't really walk a lot of guys either, just 10 and 47 and a third innings.
Yeah, by far, I mean, you can go deep in games when you do that, and he has proved to do that over and over with a ton of quality starts. And now he hits Miles Jones, the runners at first and second, but he gets a lot of ground balls. I said that once before, that good opportunity for a double play here.
Back to the top of the order with Scott Hurst, another player from the Panthers, and Josh Meyer heading out to the mound to talk things over with McDormand. And Meyer of the Miners and McDormand of the Chinooks. What do you think they're talking about? 2 totally different teams, and Meyer heading back to the plate now, but that must be a little kind of odd.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. It shouldn't be a problem with signs, but maybe a location of where he wants to hits this next pitch and face Scott Hurst, because the few times that we have seen Hurst, he's been pretty dangerous against the Chinooks. I mean, he did hit a home run, and very good kid for not playing a game at the college level yet.
And the first pitch swung on, and it's foul for strike 1.
Yeah, just such a bright future for Scott Hurst, and not to take the spotlight off of Kyle McDormand, but, I mean, this kid just graduated from high school, and he's playing in a league with guys who are definitely professional players.
And swung on, ground ball to right field. Miles Jones heads past his second, has to hold up because Mike Whelan stays at third. And now the bases are loaded for Kyle McDormand.
I think that this is probably the second, maybe third best summer collegiate league, and to play out of high school just can really just go to show that, hey, this kid has that collegiate level talent.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to Fullerton, and I mean, just a top-notch program right there, and he'll be able to grow and get a lot of great at-bats and really flourish. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes all 4 years there, as well as he's played here in the ABL.
That brings up Cody Nolf, also of the Panthers, 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Right-handed batter waves the bat over the plate, sets. McDormand looks in. First pitch swing lined into a shallow left field, and Pollock's not able to catch it, throws it in, and 1-run score as Mike Whelan crosses the plate. The bases stay loaded. So Miles Jones now at third base. Mike Whelan scored. Scott Hurst at second, and Cody Nolf with the RBI single. That brings up Andy Crowley of the Bucks. 1 for 2, struck out in the first inning, had a single in the fourth, stole second base, and scored the first run of the game for the American League. Small guy, left-handed batter. High pitch by McDormand for ball 1.
Small guy, but a very dangerous bat. He is good. He's really good. Hits to the gaps and hits down the line and gets extra base hits.
1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 1 by Crowley.
I can't help but notice the guy standing on deck in Von Bezoe, and he's a towering 6'5", and if he hits with the bases loaded here, it could spell trouble for the Fishes McDormand up there.
1-1, a little outside for ball 2.
You know who else is dangerous with the bases loaded?
A little guy on the other side of the things, Cameron Newell. We know very well about that.
2-1, swung on, fouled on the first base side. Count now 2-2.
And we were talking actually during the home run derby. John Dyson, the general manager for the Pilots, who was doing this the PA announcing here, was saying he was talking and said, yeah, maybe for Newell, who didn't hit any home runs in the derby, maybe we should have put 2 guys on and told you you had a 3-2 count with 2 outs, and maybe would have hit a few more home runs.
The bottom of the ninth inning.
Yeah, with the bottom of the 9th inning.
2-2 to Crowley, swung on and lifted deep into left field. Going back for it is Pollux. And it's out of here for a grand slam by Andy Crowley of the Anchorage Bucks. And just like that, the American League is on top. And what a shot by Andy Crowley.
Well, I guess we didn't have to wait for Bezoyan to get to the plate to have the hurt come on, but Kyle McDormand, who's comes into today with a sub-3 ERA and already been lit up here, and the first Chinook pitcher, and Thomas Altamont had a stellar second inning. 1, 2, 3, got a strikeout, and McDormand's got to start all over with 5 runs already home.
Makes it 6-1. The American League on top of the National League now with Von Bezoyan at the plate. Still no outs. Bezoyan 0 for 2. Ground out and a fly out. First pitch swing in a deep center field. Going back for it is Cameron Frost of the Miners, and catches it on the warning track for the first out. That brings up Dylan Butler of the Bucks, home run derby participant. Struck out swinging in the second inning, was walked in the 4th after working a full count. Made it to 3rd, but was left on base.
Garrett, the Chinooks have had a little bit of a rough season this summer, but they're hot right now. Winners of 5 straight, and what is sort of the mentality around this team right now?
Basically, when it starts right out, it begins with Chris Beck and John Groth, starting in front of them. And those of you who may not know everything about what the Chinooks are all about. They're an athletes in action team, and most importantly, they come with the idea. It's not about wins and losses to us. It's how you guys grow as men over the summer, and that really kicks off a different level of baseball for a lot of these guys, and they grow together off the field, and that's what's really more important. But here in the last, basically since we turned over to July, everybody's kind of come together, and they played probably their best baseball we've seen all season by no doubt. And some of the other teams, they got some familiarity against them and really starting to play well. The bats are coming around. I knew that earlier on, it was a real struggle to get guys in on scoring position, leaving guys on base, and just not capitalizing opportunities. And the bullpen was really not playing very well, and all of that has kind of come full circle. And really, they've taken the objectives that Coach Groth and Beck have put forth between them, and they're like, you're going to get out of the summer whatever you put into it for sure.
0-1 count for Alex Rubanowitz of the Oilers. Butler struck out swinging, the first strikeout for Kyle McDormand.
And Garrett, maybe explain a little bit about what Athletes in Action is.
Yeah, it's basically it's a mission, basically, spreading the gospel and spreading the word of Christ and everything through baseball, and using that as a platform, because all these guys have gifts for them that baseball can take them to some amazing places, and can surely show them how to show others that how they use their gifts, and maybe they can figure theirs out on their own. And with me, broadcasting's my niche, and for these guys, it's baseball, and for somebody else down the street, it could be teaching the game. So especially some of these guys are looking forward to that down the road. So gives us the tools to do that. That basically is the mission here.
At the plate, Tanner Pinkston of the Panthers. First pitch by McDormand outside, ball 1. Definitely notice the Chinooks are probably, some of the nicest players in the league. Very friendly. Love getting to know y'all, the two broadcasters. Miners and Chinooks have faced each other quite a bit.
And 2 more times.
Yeah, being so close, it's pretty nice to be able to see a couple teams very regularly, especially you guys. And we have 3 players and a broadcaster staying in, or actually 3 guys total. I guess it's 2 players and a broadcaster staying in Palmer themselves, so they're closer to the Miners than the Chinooks. And Kyle McDormand is one of those players staying in Palmer. But yeah, just a tremendous group of dudes, and the more and more they come in, I mean, it's just we're gonna take this with each other for the rest of our lives for sure.
1-2 count to Pinkston at the plate. McDormand keeping a close eye on Rabanowitz on second. Here's the 1-2, high and away, throw down by Meyer over the head of Paul Panich on the shortstop into center field. But Rabanowitz stays on second base, and Pinkston now with the 2-2 count.
And that's one thing the Chinooks have really been blessed with as well, is the catcher's play. The only team in the National League not taking a catcher, but they have 3 guys that have thrown out a total of about 14, 15 base runners on the season. I ran the numbers the other day, and they get guys out. They handle the pitching staff extremely well, so maybe that's another reason why they're starting to pick things up.
And that does it. Tanner Pinkston thrown out with a 6-3 putout. That is 5 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on as we head to the top of the 6th. The the American League leads the National 6-1. Garrett, thanks so much.
Yep, thanks for having me on, guys. Enjoy the rest of the game.
All right, stick back with us. We'll be right back after this.
Howdy, folks. This is Terrence Conley alongside Brandon Smith. We're about to get underway here in the 6th inning with Cameron Newell coming up to the plate.
I'd just like to mention that Austin and Emma are unavailable right now, and we are taking over for the 6th inning.
As Cameron Newell takes ball outside. It's a great day for baseball. Nice and sunny in Alaska. Everyone thinks it's cold.
So, Terrence, how do you like your time here with the Matsu Miners so far?
It's really great. I mean, the people are just so nice. The atmosphere, there's so many trees and mountains. It's just nature oriented.
So many moose or meese or however you say it. And
I think it's mice.
Mice.
As he takes ball 2 outside.
Cameron Newell with a solid year. 3 grand slams on the year with 2 strikes.
Yeah, most of them have put us ahead, so it's pretty good.
2-1. Curveball for a strike. Takes Newell to 2-2.
Yeah, we call him the Newell-lator because he just sends balls over the outfield wall apparently.
For those of you who don't know, Terrence and I are not random. We both play on the Miners.
Yes, we do, as he fouls one off the buttocks. He's going to give Cameron a little bit of time as the catcher walks out to the mound.
Cameron with a solid day so far. First pitch hit by pitch in the 1st inning or 2nd inning, along with a 5-pitch walk in the 4th.
The crowd's really into the game today. You can just tell by all the noise and all the fan janters.
Yeah, if you can't hear it behind us, it's very rowdy. The 2-2. Ooh, curveball. Taking it oppo field. There's a diving play by the left fielder, and it's an out. Oh.
Nice play. Tough luck. Put that as an L7 in the book.
A line out to Crowley.
For the National League.
Now entering the game for the National League, number 2, Jordan Rogers from our fellow Matthew Miners teammate.
Yeah, out of the University of Tennessee. Solid defender at third base and knows how to swing the shillelagh.
Ooh,
the line went
first
into
pitch.
the right center field gap. That's a nice double.
Oh, now it'll drop for a base hit. Jordan going 2. Oh, he's going to try to stretch it to
center
3. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Drop
it
ball.
goes
Maybe
away.
an inside the Parker. No, it is not. A good slide by Jordan Rogers representing the Matthew Miners very well. That will be a triple by Jordan Rogers. So, Connolly, I have to ask, how did you start your day off this morning?
I started my day off with waking up at 9:30. I went to go take a shower, but it's Alaska and the water stays cold for a long time, so I had to wait to take a shower, and then I went to Qdoba for breakfast.
I must say, it does stay very cold. The water and the temperature is very subpar.
As he takes a changeup for strike 1.
This is
Clayton Taylor.
Second baseman. Clayton Taylor with a pop-up to first base and
Fouls one back to the right side off the foul pole, at the light pole.
All brought to you by Alaska Communication.
who is this? Billy Arndt. Billy Arndt in for Clayton Taylor.
And he pops a shallow changeup to right field.
Jordan
See if he
tagging.
tags.
Oh, Jordan's going to test him.
No, he
Ooh.
fakes it. He just fakes it.
You know, Terrence, I have to say my day has been very solid. I started off
Yeah, I
waking up
didn't
around 9 o'clock, went to the gym, and found out that it's Sunday.
And they don't open till noon.
And they don't open till noon. So I got there, and I sat around for about 10 minutes contemplating what I'm going to do with my life right now.
But you know the weird thing about that? I didn't ask how your day was.
I know, I was just being very
Okay.
vain right now.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. I wish it worked out better for you. Now at the plate, pinch in for Cameron Frost is number 8, Chester Path.
Chester Pack, straight out of Cal State Northridge, usually the center fielder for the Glacier Pilots. Very solid arm.
Plays alongside with a fellow Matsu Miner, Nick Blazer.
As he takes a strike for 0-2.
Misses upstairs. 1-2.
So, Terrence, what are your plans for next Friday, the first day we get back home?
I'm not really sure yet. I don't know what time we're going to get back because this long flight to New York is quite the It's a
Very
broken
true.
bat
As it breaks
grounder
his
to
bat.
first base.
No one's at
bobbles
first.
It. Oh, and we'll put that as an E3 in the book and a run scored.
As our fellow miner Jordan Rogers scores the second run for the National League. As that will be an E3.
We got another pinch hitter coming up. Hitting for Jackson Kramer is Trevor Pograss.
Trevor
Competed in the
Pograss.
Home Run Derby this morning.
Trevor Pograss.
Fantastic power. Swings very hard. Out of the University of Hawaii. Usually the 3 or 4 hole guy for Glacier Pilots.
He takes the ball 1 down.
Just a quick heads up, I have no idea, but I'm just going to wing it that the Dodgers are beating the Cardinals right now.
Oh, and he swings right through that curveball.
The 1-1 to Pograss.
Taking his time, stepping into the box, and pitcher comes set.
Just taking a quick photo for Bullock. Ooh,
Takes a change up low. Ball 2, 2-1.
so Terrence, if I were to take you out on a date, what would be the ideal place? What is your favorite food genre, if I must ask?
My favorite food genre for a first date would probably be Italian. maybe a little chicken parm as we have a nice
Oh.
laser hit the right center field.
Going back,
That's
way
a one
back.
hopper to the wall. They'll score a run from first, and we had a nice RBI double.
Pack going from first to home. Fantastic power by Pograss, as we mentioned before.
An RBI double right there.
What dish of Italian would you get?
It depends what kind of restaurant. If it's a chain kind of Italian restaurant, I'll probably just go with a nice, easy chicken parm. But if you got home family-owned restaurant, I'll probably go with chicken marsala. That's my favorite choice.
I would have to agree with you on that.
How would you fare on this question?
For a first date, I would probably like to go to maybe a nice dollar menu day at McDonald's. And, you could buy anything you want from me. If it's Friday, then it's Fish Fillet Friday.
As Sean Wood steps up to the plate, just took ball one.
As you don't even care about my first date.
Well,
preference.
you're talking about McDonald's, and I don't think anyone wants to go there for a first date as he fouls one back. You got 1-1 here.
This has to be the nicest day I've seen in Alaska so far.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's very sunny, about 70
very
here.
70 is very hot. Fouls one off himself. It counts 1 and 2.
Pograss with a short lead at second.
Yeah, he's not very fast.
Ooh, it's nice to see Johnny Loker step up in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, fellow Matsu Miner has a
Oh, as
few
we
bombs.
fouls one right back to us. All-star bat boy coming up for the Chinooks.
Ty B.B. Beck wearing a number 1 jersey. They call him Flash.
You know who
over in
also is
Chuyak
wearing the
Eden.
number 1 jersey?
Johnny Loker.
Johnny Loker.
Johnny Loker.
How fantastic
that's
is
right.
that?
That's crazy.
Oh, and a changeup left up. Or maybe a curveball that didn't even break. I don't
think
know.
that was the changeup. Definitely wasn't the fastball. Definitely wasn't the heater.
So, Terrence, what is your favorite music genre? If I were to take you out on this Italian date,
And we had to. Oh,
and we
foul
had
one down the right field
to,
line.
and I gave you control of the radio, what station would you put on Pandora and why?
Pandora. It'd probably be Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ooh,
It's just got some real good oldies that you can really sing along to and just go along with the beat. You know
agreed.
what I'm saying?
That would be a nice icebreaker to sing
is.
along because everyone knows their songs.
Yeah, everyone knows
Very
the solid
true.
gold oldies.
I'd have to probably do the same, or maybe some sensual R&B. The 2-2 changeup
Lined in the
taken
shallow
away.
left center in the gap, and that
And
drops,
that'll
and there's
fall.
another run for
And
the
here
National
comes
League.
Pograss with the
He's
score.
he's chugging along down there, ain't he? He needs some water, Cotton.
And I must say, the Matsu Miners are giving off the Cardiac Kids type of vibe as we are back in this game 6-4.
Good to see them showing some life.
For the National League from the Matsu Miners, number 1.
We now have Johnny Loker here pinch hitting for Nico Signs. We know Loker's power. He's came up with a few clutch home runs in the past. We can see if he can do it again right here.
Loker's first day with the Matsu Miners
Takes fastball outside.
hits a walk-off grand slam in the pouring rain. And if for those of you who don't know literature that much, rain symbolizes change in literature. So
Oh, does it?
just going to throw that on you.
As he swings and pops one way up there. The shortstop. You see him hustling along. Oh, and he snags it.
Fantastic
All right.
90 by Loker.
And for the National League, that's 3 runs on a bunch of hits and no errors. And we'll be back after the break.
Buddies.
And we're back here. It's the bottom of the sixth inning here. And coming on the pitch is John York from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots.
Nickname New York Minute because of his very live fastball.
Yeah, he's also got some good off-speed stuff. So we'll see how this goes.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to my boys Brandon Lateo and Sam Lamont back home in Irvine, California. I miss you guys very much.
Pinch hitter takes strike one.
And Mom, I made it. I'm now a official Summer League broadcaster.
As Powell takes strike one. Takes ball one outside.
My homie Poss and all the Grand Canyon guys, how's it going?
Oh, as he fouls one back. You know, I'm also going to give a shout out too. I want to give a shout out to my mom because I love her, and I think she's watching right now, and I want to give her some love on air.
You know, I respect that so much because it's probably 10 o'clock. It's close to her bedtime.
Yeah, it is. It's close to 10 o'clock.
And Terrence, that means so much that you were giving her a shout out.
I just love her.
That would
as
be
he lines one to left field, off the wall. Let's see if he gets two out of that. Let's see. It'll be a close play. It'll be
Oh my God! Great throw and the tag.
Right?
Oh, and it'll call him safe.
Slides right underneath the tag. What a play! Powell hits a double right there.
Number 2, third baseman Miles Jones.
Miles Jones from the Kenai Oilers.
Yeah, he's very fast. He's, a few infield hits.
If you weren't there to witness the Kenai trip, Miles Jones had about 3 walk-up songs, all getting the crowd going. Hails from Cal State Bakersfield.
Do you recall his walkout songs by any chance as he takes ball 2 outside?
I do recall. One was
and he dribbles one down the first base line, and
that will be a 3 unassisted.
will take that a 3U.
I think one was All Gold Everything by Trinidad James.
I've never heard of it.
Another one was Nana by Trey Songz.
How does that go?
Oh, Nana, look what you done started.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then the third one, I'm not sure, but their 2-hole hitter had 21 questions
by 50 Cent.
That was fantastic.
Curtis really
that
knows how to sing it, doesn't he?
Definitely got me good. Curtis Jackson
that little dribbler advanced in the third. But anyway, continue with Curtis.
Curtis Jackson is a fantastic rapper. Also owns Vitamin Water.
Yes, he does. Quality beverage.
The 0-1, a curveball.
Low and away.
That looked like a solid curveball by York. That kind of just dropped off the table right there.
Weird for someone his stature to have such a nice curveball. It stands probably around 6'3", 210.
The 1-0, also a curveball away, take it to 2-0. The 2-0 pitch by York. Fastball.
Swung through right there.
Solid swing by Scott Hurst. Scott Hurst on the day, line out. Oh, this is Jake Salmon. My apologies.
Yeah, Brandon's not on his top game right now.
Sandman. Jake Sandman coming in.
Oh, takes curveball high.
Take it to 3-1. A good first at bat by Jake
We
Sandman.
appreciate Beans over there giving us the heads up on who just came in. I mean, I was paying attention, but apparently you weren't, Brandon.
I was focused on Vitamin Water by Curtis Jackson.
Well, he's a great artist. He knows how to invest, doesn't he?
The 3-1.
Ball 4
Ball 4. Fantastic first at bat by Jake Sandman, taking it to a 4-1 count.
Now that is the American League of the goaltenders. Number 3, Ryan Clark.
Now batting, pinch hitter is Ryan Clark. He hails from Fairbanks, from University of California, Santa Barbara. As he grounds one past the pitcher, let's see if he can turn it. It's 1, and that's 2, and they turn the double play, and that ends the inning. Well, thanks, guys, for listening. This is me and Brandon Smith. And
it's been a fantastic 6th inning with you guys.
It has. And I love you, Mom.
And I love you too, Mom and Dad, and take care to everybody out there.
Riley Adams at the plate for the National League here in the top of the 7th. Right-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher. First pitch swung on, a short chopper to the pitcher. Fields it, throw to first. 1-3 put out to start at the top of the 7th. I'll send it to Austin to cover the rest of the inning.
The first time you've done it.
Well, because we had some special guests in the 6th, it's thrown me off a little bit.
It's all right. Not a problem. No reason to worry.
Oh, I don't really ever worry.
Okay, that's good. First pitch is inside for ball 1, and the issue here is we don't really have rosters. We weren't given rosters, and there is a pinch hitter.
And
I'm trying to figure out exactly who it is now because we don't have rosters and we don't have the numbers. Cam Newell is on deck, though. We know that.
And my scorekeeper in the 6th inning did not write down new names.
Yeah, neither did Brandon.
But Conley did keep score, just no names. I know Rogers had a triple, so I'm assuming he stepped in for Veers.
Rogers did have a triple, though. I do know that.
No, yeah, that's the only one I know.
So the leadoff man walks.
No, Adams grounded out. Yep.
Correct. Adams grounded out. You're right. And here is Cam Newell. Newell lined out to left in the 6th, walked and scored in the 4th, was hit by a pitch in the 1st. First pitch, chopper right side and under the glove of the second baseman, Rubanowitz. That's into right for a base hit, so now runners at first and second with 1 out. And that'll bring up Jordan Rogers.
It's easy to recognize the minors.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I knew most of them, most of these subs, but some of them sort of threw me off a little bit.
And the helmet works, helps out. Like Rogers is wearing a green helmet, the pilots are wearing their blue and silver, painters they're red.
Are you sure they're blue and silver? I think they're more blue and white.
I thought the brim was silver. I thought we've had this discussion before.
I don't think so. First pitch to Rogers is outside ball 1. Rogers out of the University of Tennessee. He hit a triple in the 6th. Wearing number 2 here in the All Star Game. Runners at first and second, 1 away in a 6-4 game. American League leads here in the top of the 7th. 1-0. Chopper, left side of the mound. Fielded by the pitcher, throws to first. And they get Rogers, but runners advance. So now, second batter of the inning, still nameless, is on third. Newell on second. Now 2 away for Billy Arndt, who flew out to right in the 6th. Billy out of Princeton. Two away. Here's the first pitch. In there for a called strike. We'll see Billy and the Chinooks tomorrow night. It will be in Chugiak for a game against the Chinooks. 7 o'clock start, 6:45 pregame. 0-1, fastball upstairs, 1-1.
And that is Papadix on third base.
Okay, good to know.
Asking some of the Chinooks players behind us.
1-1. Swing and a big cut, 1-2. They count on Billy Arndt with 2 out, and John Papadix at third. Cam Newell on second. One and two. Here it is. Upstairs again, letter high, 2-2. No post-game tonight. What are you shaking your head for?
I'm saying, yes, there is no post-game show.
2-2. Chopper off the glove of the pitcher, charging as the second baseman Rubanowitz. He picks it and doesn't have a play, and a run scores. Johnny Loker. Excuse me, that is John Papadix. He scores. And now it's a 6-5 game. See, even if the Miners combine with the other teams in their division, never rule this team out.
Right.
And here is Chester Pack. Billy Arndt given a single. Popotic scores. Newell to third base. So now runners at the corners with 2 away. Here's the pitch. Slider outside, ball 1. Chester reached on an error by the first baseman, Tanner Pinkston, in the 6th inning. 1-0. Slider outside, 2-0. The sun is shining bright for the most part.
Very bright. Should have brought sunscreen.
I should have brought sunglasses.
My mom is going to be so mad.
2-0. Foul back behind the first base dugout. 2-1. Yeah, that's what? What are you laughing at?
I don't know. I should have brought sunscreen. It's just so bright.
All right, then. 2-1. Slider in there, called strike. 2-2.
So did Frost score in the 6th inning? Or was that Chester Pack?
That was Chester Pack. He pinch hit for Frost. Check swing. They'll check it first. They say he went, and that is strike 3. First strikeout of the inning, the only strikeout, and that is the 3rd out. And it is 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We are through 6.5, 7th inning stretch time here at the All-Star Game, brought to you by State Farm and Alaska Communications. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th inning. Jordan Sanford leads things off against the new pitcher from the Matsu Miners, Ryan Oglesby.
Yeah, nicknamed Luigi for the stash and what he looks like.
1-0 pitch to Sanford is outside for ball 2, 2-0.
Luigi's really been a great 8th inning guy for the Miners. Lockdown, really throws that deceptive 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
2-0. In there, called strike. You know, Luigi, Ryan Oglesby, is going to be such a key, really, as you get closer and closer toward that top of the World Series. That's really the main goal for the Miners.
Yeah, he is, Austin.
Broken bat, fly ball, right side and shallow right center, and Billy Arndt makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1. Excellent play by the Chinook second baseman.
That was a fantastic play there, Austin.
So now there's 1 down, and Von Bazoian from the Alaska Gold Panthers of Fairbanks and Concordia Irvine. He is 0 for 3. First pitch from Oglesby is outside, ball 1.
He might be 0 for 3, but he's got some serious pop. Fun fact about Vaughn, I played with him a few years ago in the summer.
1-0. Fouled right back behind the screen, and it's 1-1 on Bazoian. What was it like playing with him?
Oh, he's a good guy, and he knows how to handle the stick. He can really swing it well.
Forgot to introduce my color commentator for this inning, Terrence Connolly.
How's it going, folks?
Lifted right side behind the first base dugout. 1-2 on Bazoian from the Gold Panners.
Anyway, back to Oglesby. He's going to be vital for the success of the Matsu Miners late down in the season.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball picked at first by Trevor Podratz, and he steps in the bag. 2 away. Yeah.
It's crucial for the Miners to have that eighth inning hold guy who could just really keep things calm and give it right to Vance Arobio at the end.
And here is Jacob Hayes from the Gold Panners. Hayes was the first participant in the home run derby. First pitch is inside and gets away from the catcher, Riley Adams.
Big left-handed hitter right here. Has some serious pop, serious juice right here, Austin.
1-0. Low and in, 2-0. And he had a home run actually in, I believe it was Game 2 up in Fairbanks against the Miners.
He had a walk-off home run, so not very happy about that.
Inside again, that's 3-0.
We should go teach him a lesson, huh, Austin?
Well, the home run was the walk-off home run was Tanner Pinkston.
That's the same person.
This is Jacob Hayes.
Oh.
3-0. Pitch is fastball low, and that is ball 4. That'll bring up Alex Rubanowitz, 1 for 3. Runner at first is Hayes with 2 outs. Oglesby pitched well here in the All-Star game in his first 3 batters.
Really has. Didn't miss much on that walk right there. Umpire's kind of being tight with him.
6-5 game for the American League here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch from Oglesby is low and in, and that's ball 1. Oglesby out of Slippery Rock.
Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, right outside Pittsburgh. On the western side of that state.
And you're from UNC Wilmington.
Yes, sir.
And from Long Island.
From New York.
1-0. Fastball in there, called strike, 1-1. You're not too far from me. I'm from Boston.
Yep.
Not too far.
In Syracuse.
I go to school at Syracuse, which is a little bit of a ways away from Long Island.
Just a little bit. Freezing cold. Just like Alaska, right?
Sure. 1-1. Off speed outside ball 2. 2-1.
Oglesby, a fifth-year senior, had a little bit of an injury problem, but he's back on his horse now, and he seems to be throwing better than he ever has.
2-1 on Rubanowitz. Here's the pitch. Inside, 3-1. Now, we've seen you at second base, we've seen you at third, and we actually saw you in shortstop just the other day. Which one of those positions do you prefer playing for the Miners?
I prefer playing shortstop over all the other ones, but I'll just go wherever they need me. All 3 comfortable.
3-1 runner is off, and that is fouled off right at home plate. Still 3-2, and Jacob Hayes will head back first.
And he'll be going again on the full count, 2 out right here.
Six-5 game here in the bottom of the 7th. I'm Austin Pollock. Terrence Connolly. Not Emma Tiedemann right now. Runner at first is off. Lifted left side and tailing foul over by the bullpen. Still 3-2.
You're going to need to get Hayes some oxygen down there.
What have you enjoyed most about your time in Alaska?
You know what I've enjoyed most about my time in Alaska? This great weather. I expected to be freezing cold, but, you know, it's been sunny almost every day and about 70 degrees.
3-2. Low and in, and that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks given up by Oglesby. So, I think we're in different parts of Alaska. 70 and sunny?
This is probably 70 and sunny right now.
Well, this is. Here's Mark Kruger of the Bucks.
Wherever I'm staying, it's 70 and sunny almost every day. That's how you look at it, Austin.
First pitch is inside, and that's ball 1. You know, some days are overcast, some days it's rainy, some days it's 65, some days it gets down to 55, but There's base
which is why it's always sunny and 70.
1-0 lifted left side and deep, and that is out of play. 1-1 on Kruger. Jacob Hayes on second, Urbanowitz on first. Oglesby looks at second. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball outside. 2-1.
Oh, just missed the corner. Try to get backdoor curveball right there.
2-1, 2 outs, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch, outside again. 3-1. Same thing.
Most likely here. Got to come back with a strike. Just missed the curveball. We'll probably see another fastball right here.
3-1. Pitch lifted left side. And that is down into one hops the wall. 1 run is in.
Well, stop it.
Throw home, but that is an RBI double for Mark Kruger. Jacob Hayes scores the 7th run for the American League. And Urbanowitz to third.
Just hit that one right down the corner. Nice play out there by the left fielder. Good relay by Rogers to hold the man at third.
That left fielder is Sean Wood of the Pilots.
As Powell steps into the box.
Here is Evan Powell. First pitch, a little high with a fastball. It's ball 1. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the National League. 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the American League. High fly ball to deep left. Going back is Sean Wood at the track in front of the wall and makes the catch for out. It's a 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. We are through 7. 7-5 American League here at the All Star Game, brought to you by Alaska Communications and State Farm. We will be right back with the 8th inning.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Matthew Decker, along with Keith Christopher. We are your substitute broadcasters for the 8th inning. Stepping up to bat for the National League is Trevor Pogratz. He is one for three. It looks like he had a double in the 6th inning. He
And his first swing right there, fastball outside for a strike. Counts 0-1. And again, a really lovely night here. And the other broadcasters, sadly, they decided to take a break to work on their tans, which they desperately needed. Second pitch outside, strike 2.
There have been a great day of festivities here for All-Star Weekend. 2 scout showcases yesterday and the day before, and today we had the Home Run Derby, and now we have an All-Star Game featuring the best players from the ABL so far. Looking around the crowd, we have a fair amount of scouts as we look at the 0-2 pitch. Curveball in there for strike 3. Looking, Pogratz goes down. A fair amount of scouts, I'd say, so far. What do you think, Keith?
Oh, yes, definitely. Always a popular venue for the scouts to come out and see all these wonderful All-Stars here.
And Sean Wood, left-handed hitter from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, steps up to the plate. Comes the pitch to wind up, swung on, drove deep to left field, and if it stays fair, oh, it's foul ball. 0-1. Now, Keith, you live here. You're the GM's son, Pete Christopher. What do you think? What's it been like to live here in Alaska for a new number of years?
Well, of course, it's been a blast seeing all these players come through here and eventually advance on to the major leagues. Always a privilege to know some of them. Garrett Richards included. I played with him in 2008. And actually, for all of you out there, Matt Decker is also a Mat C minor.
Yes, I am, Keith. Yes, I am. It's been a pleasure so far as Wood grounds out to the third baseman. You know, the one thing that I've really I've been blessed with while I've been up here is just the beautiful scenery. We've gone to the glacier, gone up to Hatcher's Pass, about 30 minutes out of Palmer. It's been really beautiful. And now my teammate from Stanford University, Johnny Loker, steps up to the plate. Johnny's 0 for 1 with a ground out.
Loker, a crowd favorite in the Mat-Su Valley. Common chant is for everyone to go loco for Loker.
And the praise is well deserved, as talked about earlier by the other substitute broadcasters. Walk-off grand slam his first night up. The 0-1 pitch down low for ball 1.
And tonight he sports the number 1, which of course means that he's number 1 in our hearts and number 1 in our book.
The 1-1 swung on and missed. Count is now 1-2. We got two outs. The National up to bat.
Well, Matt, I have to ask you, on such a lovely Alaskan day, what would your plans have been today if there wasn't, in fact, this wonderful baseball game?
Well, you know what? I was very driven deep to right field by Loker. It's going to get down in the hole. He's running to second. See if he takes him out. He does. He's going for 3. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going for 3. And he's going to get in there with no throw. A triple by Johnny Loker.
Again, he's living that life, living La Vida Loker.
Living La Vida Loker. Well, Keith, to answer your question, I was actually I was blessed to be selected for the Home Run Derby. They took the 15 biggest hitters, if you will, from the ABL so far, and we did an MLB similar Home Run Derby. I was one of 3 minors with Cam Frost and Cameron Newell was the other 2. Ball 1. Sadly, however, I did not hit one out of the park, and I was eliminated in the first round. But it was a great experience. I got a very nice-looking shirt, and it's been fun watching the stars from the ABL show their stuff here in the All-Star Game. Count now 1-1 to Adams. 1-1. Swung on and missed. Now it is 1-2. Now Adams, he's going to be a freshman next year at the University of San Diego, along with fellow minor, Sevi Romo. Sevi is going to be a sophomore, so they're going to be teammates next year.
Some of the minors actually today thought that Sevy should have been in the home run derby.
He does have a lot of pop in BP, and that's one thing you got to realize. It's not to be successful in a home run derby. You can't hit home runs in the game. You have to be able to show your stuff in BP, and well, we did not show our stuff in BP, as all 3 minors went 0 for 7 in the first round and were eliminated. However, it's not what you do in batting practice, what you do in the game, and that's strike 3 to Meyer, or to Adams, excuse me. And we will take a break. We'll see you back at the bottom of the inning. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the bottom half of the 8th inning, and we're actually very, very happy to be joined by Brendan Smith, the substitute announcer from the 6th inning. Brendan, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm just enjoying the nice, soothing voices of Matt Decker and Keith Christopher. And it's a blessing to be here on this beautiful day in Alaska, as you guys mentioned. Yeah, just a blessing to be in Alaska overall. My time here has been fantastic, and I'd like to thank everybody out there for tuning in to fantastic Matt Decker stories going on. And yeah, that's about it.
Well, Brendan, we just want to compliment you on your 6th inning of broadcasting. You did a wonderful job, and also you go to Grand Canyon University. Is that correct?
That is very, very true and very correct, along with Paul Panchone, the shortstop, and Josh Meyer, the catcher for tonight's contest.
And how do you like Grand Canyon so far? It's not. Where is it exactly? What state is it?
It is in Arizona. It is not
really?
located in the Grand Canyon or anywhere near the Grand Canyon. It's about 4 hours away. We are in Phoenix, Arizona, and us 3, we enjoy our time there. It's a very small mid-major school, but we get the job done. Our baseball program is great, and our coaches are fantastic.
We're on the air right now. Sorry. Beautiful day here. As we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Matt, I'm just going to ask you myself,
Yeah.
how is Palo Alto?
You know what? It's actually fantastic. There's a lot of. It's not the cheapest place to live, so going off campus is very expensive. However, it's a beautiful city. It's very safe. The people are very lovely, and I'm very blessed to be able to go to school in Palo Alto. And it's also very close to my house. It's about an hour plane ride from Portland, Oregon, where I'm from. A lot sunnier, and yeah, it's an awesome atmosphere.
Just far enough from home, it sounds like.
Yeah, just far enough. Yeah, close enough for a weekend vacation down for the family, and far enough where I can start to live my own life and be independent.
All right, and everyone, the bottom of the 8th is about to get underway. Now pitching for the National League is Cameron Pongs from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Fun fact for all of you minor listeners out there, because this is Miners Radio, the finest radio in the ABL. Pongs has only given up runs against the Matsu Miners.
Wow, is that so?
That is very so.
Miles Jones hits the first pitch, and he flies out to the second baseman playing in short right field. We're still getting the hang of this whole broadcasting thing. Sorry about those long silence.
Well, I think we have a bright future.
I think we do, honestly.
I mean, we're just getting started.
Why don't the fans, the listeners, if you would like to tweet out at us who are the best substitute broadcasters for the night, Keith Christopher and I, or if you preferred Brendan Smith and Terrence Connolly, who did the 6th inning. Now stepping up to the plate is the center fielder from the Fairbanks Gold Panners, and I'm forgetting his name, but long, luscious brown hair, and it's an 0-1 count.
Cameron Pong.
Cameron Pong, yes. Yeah.
Of course, tonight's National League team is coached by the head coach of the Matsu Miners, Ben Taylor. We all call him BT. It's one of the guys.
He's one of the guys definitely. And I would just like to make a comment. I know those who listen to the broadcast and watch the broadcast get a almost nightly interview with BT himself. And if you would like to make a judgment on his character just from that, as there's a ground out to the shortstop and there are now 2 outs, I would just like to give praise to BT. And I feel he's a great coach. He's a perfect combination of a sort of a funny guy, laid back summer ball coach that one might get in high school, and has the knowledge of a very solid college coach and bright things in his future. And hopefully we'll see him coaching at higher levels as his coaching career continues. Ball 1 to the third baseman from the Fairbanks Gold Panthers.
And we'd like to thank all of you apparently posting on Twitter, as we can see here. Matt Decker and I definitely leading in the vote category.
Definitely. Very strong. It's no question at all. And we got the third out as a ground out to the shortstop from the where's it from? From the Chinooks. The shortstop from the Chinooks. And at the end of the 5-7 leading is the American League. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a quick break and be back in just a couple of minutes. Thank you.
All right, and thank you everyone for joining us back for the top of the 9th inning. Another pitching change for the American League. Miles Chambers of the Fairbanks Gold Panthers is coming on to try to close down the 9th, and Matt Decker and I will be finishing out the game due to the overwhelming number of votes in our favor. Clearly, we've been the dominating broadcasting crew tonight.
And John Papadillas steps up. 0-0 count, and the first pitch, the windup, and strike one, a fastball right there.
For the National League, representing the Chico King River Chinooks, number 6, John Papadillas.
You know, Keith, a lot of the listeners don't know. You are going. Explain your academic career so far. Your ground ball to the shortstop, Miles. Oh, error. Gets on first safely.
Well, I just finished up my bachelor's and my master's in chemical engineering at the University of Idaho, and next I'm going to the University of Florida to get my PhD.
Yes, PhD, ladies and gentlemen. This is one smart man doing your broadcasting. And he's going to be a great Gator football fan. There's no doubt about that. Cam Newell steps up to the plate.
Of course, the academics achievement of yourself are not to be underestimated as well.
Well, if you try hard and just give it all, you can find some success. I've definitely been blessed to have some success in my academic career so far.
Very standard and political response there, Mr. Decker.
Thank you.
Just so everyone knows, we call Matthew Decker the Senator because one day we imagine him definitely taking a Senate seat.
Well, I'm grateful that you guys imagine me wearing a suit and tie and making policy in the White House. However, I don't feel that that's my calling. I actually don't even know what my calling is, but we'll see. In maybe the next 3 to 4 years, I'll find something to do, and it'll be fun. Newell swings and grounds it up the middle. 1-2 double play. There are 2 outs. That was a 1-0 count that Cam Newell swung. Now there are 2 outs in the top of the 9th for the National League. Now Jordan Rogers, who tripled in his first at-bat, steps up to the plate. Jordan Rogers is going to be a sophomore at the University of Tennessee. Really great guy, and just a great teammate to have around.
And Jordan Rogers definitely had a rocky start here in the Alaska Baseball League. It has really come on the past 3 weeks.
I can definitely agree with that, Keith. That is a very true statement.
And the pitch, fastball, straight down at the knees. See, the wind blowing out to left field. Rogers not a big guy, but has definitely shown his fair share of power with that triple earlier. And another ball low. So count 1-1.
The bad boy scurries after the ball and runs back.
There's Flash for you.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Count 1-1, 2 down to Rogers. Pitcher's set. And throw. Strike 2 on the outside corner, fastball. Crowd doesn't really like that call, as they've showed their displeasure by yelling at the blue, thinking that it will change his response. However, it will not.
That doesn't happen more often here in baseball. It should definitely be by the popularity of the crowd.
That would make the game a lot more viewer-friendly, I would assume. However, it would add a lot more chaos. Ball 2 now, 2-2. 2-2. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you can see the scoreboard. However, Jordan Rogers is wearing number 2. There are 2 balls, 2 strikes, and there are 2 outs. So the top line of the scoreboard reads all 2s. And the swing, double hit. Now Rogers, I don't think if you guys can see that, but he fouled it to the ground, and then on his backswing, hit the ball again, and it went to the backstop. Still 2-2. Gets set again.
Long look in for the pitch. And he's set. And the delivery. Push ball low at the knees.
All 3 just missed. Crowd cheering Rogers on. There's 2 outs in the top of the 9th for the National League. Now, we will play the bottom of the 9th, even though the American League is up. We want to get everyone innings, everyone to show their stuff in front of the scouts. So here we go with the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Swinging strikeout by Jordan Rogers.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is your ball game. The American League.
And I am very sorry, I just gave you false information. We're actually finished here. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Matthew Decker, along with my partner Keith Christopher, and Austin Pollock, the main broadcaster for the Matsu Miners, would like to say the last word.
All right, well, there you hear it. The National League falls to the American League in the 2014 All Star Game, brought to you by Alaska Communications and State Farm's. A final of 7-4, and actually, they are going to play.
I gave you correct information.
They are going to play a bottom of the 9th, and I'll give it back to Keith Christopher.
They just do not want to take us off the air, do they, Keith?
I know. I mean, there's such a high demand for it. I think we can take the show on possibly all the way. Do you think
I think we can.
Take to the show?
We should.
The band is on the field. The band is on the field.
Brendan is referencing an old Cal-Stanford football game where the Cal band thought the game was over, and they stormed the field when they thought they upset the very highly ranked Stanford Cardinal. However, the Stanford game was continuing, and the Stanford running back, I forget his name, ran all the way to a touchdown, and the game is still under controversy. However, now pitching for the National League is Vince Arrobio from the University of the Pacific. He is a Matsu Miner. He has been a stud closer and it's just great to see his progression. This is his first time being a pitcher only. He's been played shortstop all his life, and just started really pitching full time when he got to the University of the Pacific, and we're seeing some great outcomes when he's on the mound.
Yeah, it really has that shutdown characteristic that you really want to find with a solid relief pitcher and moving to that closer spot. Vince has actually hit 97 earlier this year, which he didn't believe us when we told him. But normally sits 94, 95. Just powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff from a very slight figure. He's about probably 6'2", but no more than 190 pounds. First pitch, grounded down the left field line. Fair ball. It's going. And he's going to step on 2 for a double. Slides in. A leadoff double for Sanford, a player, second baseman, I think he is playing now for the American League, and plays for the Fairbanks Gold Panthers.
Yeah, again, we apologize to everyone for our roster confusion. The numbers and jerseys were all given out just before the game, so there was no real set roster.
And us being rookie broadcasters, we are not familiar with all the players and the names, even though we've played against them. It's tough being on this side, but we're hanging in there, and hope you guys are enjoying what we're saying. Ball 1 to Vaughn Bezo. No, this isn't him. Alex Rabanowitz, I think. Sure. Vaughn Bezoian. A very, very large man. Very, very powerful. He was in the home run derby. Made it to the semifinals, I think. And it hits it. Wow. I called that one right. And it is a home run, a 2-run home run for Vaughn Bezoian. Over the field wall. Maybe 340, 350 feet. Really crushed that one. It was a 2-0 pitch, so he knew he was getting the fastball.
Again, Bezoian.
It was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Now it is 925. I'm not sure how fast the pitch was. But now it is a 95 game in favor of the American League.
Again, Bezoian with the stature and facial hair of a Russian shot putter. Very strong, muscular build.
And Jacob Hayes stands up to the plate for the American League. Still no outs. And 0-0 count. Strike 1 on the outside corner by Vince Robio. A fastball snuck it right by him. I've really taken for granted what Austin and Emma have been doing. This is very tough, I would say, just to keep talking and really have some fillers.
No, you gotta keep that flow going.
Gotta keep it going.
The count now 1-1, nobody out, and the pitch, hard swinging strike. As we see Brandon Smith here with the radar gun. How fast was that one, Brandon?
That was 90.
That was 90.
90 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen.
They've not throwing it all out there. That one, fastball high for a ball. That one hit 94. So again, Vince showing off that real power that he has, although with that small stature. And our broadcasters here are just packing up.
They're packing up. They know we're doing a great job.
I know.
They're just handed it over to us pretty much.
They feel bad that we've just taken such a command of this job.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you know we are joking. Austin and Emma are very, very talented broadcasters. They've been doing it for much longer than we have, and they can really control the mic like pros. And that was a strikeout for Vince Robio on a 3-2 curveball, it looks like. 3-2 curveball. Now we got 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. And Alex Rabanowitz for the Kenai Peninsula Oilers regularly plays third base, steps up to the plate. A left-handed batter, fairly good stature. I think he's a repeat Alaska baseball player, if I'm correct. He played for the Oilers last summer as well. Now, going down to Kenai, I think, was my favorite trip so far. Beautiful scenery, a fishing town, a true fishing town, and staying in the Bingo Hilton was certainly a fun experience. Keith, you have anything to say about that?
Well, first, That pitch was another strike, low and away fastball. We count 0-2 on Rabanowitz. And I have to say, I did love the Kenai trip most of all. Definitely the Bingo Hilton was a great place to stay at night. A couple of players actually had GoPros to track the events that night. I never got to see the footage, but I imagine it was quite entertaining.
Yes, it really was. And ladies and gentlemen, the Bingo Hilton is not a Hilton hotel. It is a bingo hall with bunk beds attached to one wing. And with that, Rabanowitz grounds out to Vince Robio, and they're now 2 down. Mark Kruger from the Anchorage Bucks steps to the plate. He is a left-handed hitter, a little bit taller, maybe 6'2", 6'3", a slight frame, but still has tremendous home run power. Now
I think he's actually one of the league leaders in batting average this year. I think before the game.
However, not as high as Cameron Newell as he grounds out to Jordan Rogers. An errant throw, and Mark Kruger safely arrives at first base. We have 2 down to the bottom of the 9th. Kruger on first, and Aaron Powell from the Anchorage Bucks steps up to the plate. Stockier fellow, strong legs. Let's see what he can do with the bat. I'm corrected. His name is Evan Powell.
Yeah, you're close. You don't have a roster.
I don't have a roster. First pitch swung on, missed. Fastball right by.
That was a healthy hack right there.
That was.
Definitely swing for the fences.
2 outs in the bottom 9th. Can't really do much else.
It's true, especially when you're already winning.
Yes.
Not something you get to do.
No, not at all. 0-1 pitch. Another fastball. So, Keith, do you have any last words as we got 2 strikes from the bottom of the 9th and 2 outs?
I do not, except that I do have some bias towards the Matsu Miners. I think that they are the best team in the ABL because, of course, this is Matsu Miner Radio.
Matsu Miner Radio. And with that, we're not going to be done quite yet as Powell doubles into the left field corner, scoring Kruger. However, Powell's on a rundown and gets thrown out at third.
Oh, no, he is safe. He gets under the tag.
That is a fantastic play from a viewer's point of view. It looked like he was going to be out. However, he got into the tag safely, and we now have 2 outs, a runner on third base. And Miles Jones steps up to the plate. Miles is speedy shortstop third baseman from the Kenai Peninsula Oilers. Played very well against the Miners and has played well against the other teams, as it seems correct, because he is in the All Star Game. Let's see what he can do with 2 outs. 0-0 pitch in there for a strike. Fastball, 0-1.
Of course, the batter is actually Miles Jones is his name. Very, very fluid runner. Definitely command of the bases when he's on. And that pitch low for another ball. Count 1-1.
Even though we are playing the bottom of the 9th, some of the fans have trickled out of the stadium so far. We're just left with scouts, the lovely broadcasters, and some other players from other teams cheering on their teammates.
And a few host families.
Now, the host families are fantastic. They host you for the summer, feed you a lot of food, give you a bed to sleep on, and just give you endless support.
High and in.
Curveball missed on that one. Now I'm lucky enough to be living with my fellow broadcaster Keith Christopher and his family. I am living along with Johnny Loker, the other Stanford athlete. As Jones pops up foul, and the catcher Adams makes the final out. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this All-Star Game broadcast. My name is Matthew Decker. My partner is Keith Christopher. And for the last time, Austin would like to make the last word.
All right, so now we know the game is over. The National League does fall to the American League by a final score of 10-5 in 9 innings. So once again, the final score 10-5. The National League does fall to the American League in the 2014 Alaska Baseball League All-Star Game, brought to you by Alaska Communications and State Farm. We will be back at it tomorrow. Matsu Miners baseball. They travel down to Chugiak, take on the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, a 7 o'clock start. Be with us at 6:45 for the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. And for Emma Tiedemann, Terrence Connolly, Brandon Smith, Matthew Decker, and Keith Christopher, I am Austin Pollock, and we hope you enjoyed this special broadcast of the All-Star Game. We will see you tomorrow night down in Chugiak. Have a good night, everybody.